There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
A friend in need's a friend indeed. A friend with weed is better. A friend with breasts and all the rest. A friend who's dressed in leather. A friend in need's a friend indeed. A friend who'll tease is better. Our thoughts compress, which makes us blessed and makes for stormy weather. A friend in need's a friend indeed. My Japanese is better. And when she's pressed, she will undress, and then she's boxing clever. A friend in need's a friend indeed. A friend who bleeds is better. My friend confessed she passed the test, and we will never sever. Days dawning, skins crawling. Days dawning, skins crawling. Days dawning, skins crawling. Days dawning, skins crawling. Pure morning, pure morning, pure morning, pure morning. A friend in need's a friend indeed. A friend who'll tease is better. Our thoughts compress, which makes us blessed and makes for stormy weather. A friend in need's a friend indeed. A friend who bleeds is better. My friend confessed she passed the test, and we will never sever. Days dawning, skins crawling. Days dawning, skins crawling. Days dawning, skins crawling. Days dawning, skins crawling. Pure morning, 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 pure morning. A friend in need's a friend indeed. My Japanese is better. And when she's pressed, she will undress, and then she's boxing clever. A friend in need's a friend indeed. A friend with weed is better. A friend with breasts and all the rest. A friend who's dressed in leather.
I'm not quite sure why I'm here or what I'm doing, but there's a reason. I don't like Facebook, and I don't like the internet. The library blocked my password. Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?
This is absolutely lit. This is lit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. The referee. Not only the referee, but the host. Welcome to the stream. Where are we at tonight, guys? We got YouTube. We got Twitter, also known as X if you're autistic and addicted to ketamine and in the Epstein files, and Rumble tonight. Yes, we're live on Rumble. You guys double up on your ivermectin and your fenbendazole tonight. We're about to get toe up. It's about to get absolutely wild in here. You might want to take a detox. You might want to double up on the ivermectin. Sorry, I'm packing a bong of legal CBDs. Welcome to the stream, guys. What are we doing tonight? What do we get into? The TPUSA halftime show versus the Bad Bunny halftime show. Guys, there's so much to talk about with this tonight. I initially planned on doing the stream just to discuss how cringe and awful both events are. But you know what? I think I'm siding with Bad Bunny. I am. And initially I was not leaning towards doing that. Okay? I don't like the idea that for a halftime show of a game that I will not be watching or giving a shit about, they're going to have some musician that's singing only in Spanish. So if I do tune in just to talk shit about it, I can't even hear English? Not in my country. No, guys, for real, I was not leaning towards supporting Bad Bunny, but the TPUSA event was probably so bad that it's made me want to learn Spanish just so I can appreciate the Bad Bunny halftime show. We're getting into this, guys. There's the TPUSA event just for just so you guys stick around, and we're gonna get to this, okay? But just so you stick around, we've got a lot to get to. But it looks like TPUSA was faking their viewers. TPUSA, it appears, were using bots for their event. I don't know about the Super Bowl. I don't know if they're just using bots, okay? But I know things looked a little funny over at the TPUSA live stream show. So we're going to talk about that. A few people took some screenshots of stuff. A lot of weird stuff going down with the TPUSA live stream. So we're definitely going to break a lot of that down. There was different people that were like stream sniping, they were live streaming and then played the TPUSA live event deal, and XQC being one of them. And Candace actually opened her show today to discuss some of this because, guys, it's actually pretty crazy. But yeah, we're going to get into the details of, some of the shit that went down at the Bad Bunny Super Bowl, the Super Big Game Bowl halftime show. And then we're going to discuss some of the things that happened at the TPUSA Abomination show, the bot show. TPUSA basically put on a whole show for a bunch of bots, mainly bots. And I think this is actually the right way to go. The TPUSA sees the writing on the wall. Eventually, the computers, the AI, it's going to take over. They're taking all of our jobs, and all we're going to have left is to, at best, just to our existence is just going to be for their entertainment. Okay, human existence is certainly heading to the path of being only around to entertain or do work for the machines. Okay, so TPUSA has the right idea to just start early of just pay for a bunch of bots to watch your live stream and then put on a really good show for them. Get Kid Rock and other washed up musicians and get them out there talking about drinking beers and singing about crackheads and beepers. TPUSA has the right idea here, guys. So anyway, let me get to the chat. Say hello to everybody getting in here. Lovers, YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble, wherever you're at, get in the chat. I got you all in one place here. Let's get started here. Let me get you guys up on the page. And let me open up like 50 tabs just to get started. All right. Lovers, welcome. Brian from Philly's in here first. You lucky dog. You know that means you get a free prostate milking? I'm bringing those back. We're doing free prostate milkings for the first in chat again. We're bringing that back. I'm feeling crazy today. Bart Hutchison, Bob Cook, for real, thank you all for coming to hang. This is going to be interesting, though, guys. Stick around. For real, this will be interesting. Thomas Gilson, Scott Starbird's up in here. Kenny Powers, thank God. I got some mods. Funny. What's up, Funny? And Johnny's up in here. What's up, guys? Welcome. Coke Can Cook. Oh, Kevin, I almost skipped you, bud. What's up, bro? What's up, fellas? Fella. Saul DePaul's up in here. Is Bunny and he kind of looks like he could pass as an Israeli spy. He does. You know what? We'll go with that. Bad Bunny's an Israeli spy. I still support him more than I do TPUSA. Bart Hutchison, adrenochrome for everyone. That's what I'm running on. If I ever run for office, that's what I'm running on. Free adrenochrome for everyone. I'll put our tax dollars to good use, guys. We're going to get that adrenochrome out to you. Truth is unbreakable. What's up? Hilarious take, bro. I don't know why it's so funny. These are just my real thoughts. I'm not making any jokes on here. But welcome, BW. What's up, bro? Nick's up in here. Nick the gun guy. Love the fit. Thank you. I'm a referee. I'm a gay referee. Thanks, B-dubs. All right, guys, time to turn up. Where are we going first? So I thought maybe it'd be interesting first. Maybe we can look at. So I did not get to actually watch the full TPUSA event or the full Super Bowl halftime show. I don't know what the deal is with the TPUSA video or event. I don't know how long it was, but I saw the Bad Bunny deal and I started watching it just to get at least a screen grab for my thumbnail. And I watched like probably a third of it. And I don't know, what was it, like 20 minutes or something? The TPUSA video is an hour long. I don't know what the fuck it's over an hour long. I don't know what they were thinking. But anyway, here, let me get these. Let me get this up here. Oh, okay. That's how that works. Let me get these up, guys. So I got two different videos. Now, this one lady, I'll admit here, my biases, the algorithm has got me seeing these videos, and I like it. No, so there's this one chick, I'll say, this one chick, I saved her video discussing the symbology of the different stuff, or, you know, I guess you could say symbology, but the meaning behind different parts of the Super Bowl. And I guess we can watch that. And then someone did like basically a compilation, a summary of a compilation of the abomination of TPUSA. So let's take a look at that. And then we'll get into the numbers thing. I'll show you guys some of Candace's show. What the fuck did I just do? Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. Okay.
The political references in this halftime show that really got me. So starting off, we're in the sugarcane fields of Puerto Rico. just diving right into the historical context of colonialism in the Caribbean, the history of slavery in the Caribbean, the exploitation of our land and our natural resources for the economic gain of the empire.
So I will say that I imagine at least some of this, I haven't gone through with a fine-tooth comb and looked at all this and verified, but I imagine that some of this woman's interpretations, I have watched her full video here. I imagine some of her interpretations are as it was meant to be interpreted. And if that is at least the case, I can say I have an appreciation for the artistic aspect of it, where you're using the art to, say something, and it's not like, I don't know, it's not like spelled out directly for you. It's like they're showing you different things, and it might be a message that you don't agree with or whatever, but it's like it's art. I think in terms of art, I can appreciate this better than Kid Rock coming out and singing about crackheads and beavers. I know that probably sounds crazy, and I'm just like, I'm pissing somebody off out there. And you know what? I'm starting to like that. I'm starting to like that because I don't, anyway. No, this is definitely, if you have any artistic taste at all, then you would definitely say, "Oh, okay, I like this." There's at least it's actually art.
Now we're in New York City, Nueva York. And then Benito just waltzes up to go take a shot with who? Toñita. Who's Toñita?
I don't know who Toñita is.
This is a real Puerto Rican woman who lives in Brooklyn and owns something called the Caribbean Social Club.
I will say too, let me say, guys, you have to understand, guys, this is triggering for me. Mark Roy's up in here. What's up? What's up? We're just we're comparing the two halftime shows. There was the Bad Bunny halftime show, which, has its faults. It has its pros and cons, but then there was also the TPUSA halftime show, which was basically, TPUSA has been working very hard to rake in money to pay for the bots that they had watching their stream for their halftime show. So we're just going through a whole bunch of these different things here. I was going to say, though, guys, this is the thing. I want you to understand, I'm not coming from a place of there are definitely some people that have Hispanic pride and want this country to have more immigrants or something. That is not where I'm coming to you from. Okay. I'm as triggered as any other white person when I see people singing in Spanish on my TV. Okay? I understand. And this especially because I was raised, you guys might not even know this. I was raised in a Hispanic family. I'm adopted, okay? I know speaking no Espanol, okay? Poquito, like this poquito, okay? And so, and his speaking Spanish in my household, every time, it was spoken as I was growing up, and even through my teen years and even into adulthood, Spanish was always spoken in my house when they didn't want me to understand it. It was almost pretty much exclusively Spanish was spoken in my house when they didn't want me to know what they were saying. And so just by a little bit of necessity and curiosity, I was able to learn a little bit, but they didn't fucking teach it to me. My family is Hispanic and they didn't fucking teach me Spanish, and they blamed me for it. My grandparents, up until they died, every time we talked about it, you guys never taught us Spanish. What the fuck? We're the only two people in the family that don't speak Spanish. What the fuck? And they're just like, oh, well, when we were raising you and we tried to teach you Spanish, you would say, no, English. I'm just like, that means you taught me English and not Spanish and then tried to teach me Spanish You should have just been teaching me both of them and not giving me a choice. So anyway, here I am, an ignorant white person, and I'm just trying to explain this because I get it. I'm triggered by it too. It's especially triggering for me because this is when I see the Super Bowl and the halftime show is all in Spanish. This is like my parents. This is like my family mocking me. This is like the whole Super Bowl halftime show. We're talking about you, and we don't want you to know what we're saying, so it's in Spanish.
Which is one of the last standing Puerto Rican establishments.
And I don't like it. I'll also say this. I don't like when Hispanic people, you're talking to white people and you really, how do I say this without it? Let me just say what I was going to say. I was going to say, you really spick it up. That's so bad. No, you really put the emphasis on the pronunciation in a Spanish a sound, you know, the accent. Okay, thank you, Bob Cook. Accent is the word I was looking for. You really spice it up with that to where we don't even know, like we couldn't even Google what you're saying if we wanted to know what it was, because you put so much Spanish accent on it that we don't know if you're saying an R or a D or a what. We can't even Google it because you're pronouncing it so Hispanically. Knock it off.
In Williamsburg, which has been a hugely gentrified neighborhood of New York City, which was always traditionally Puerto Rican. She herself has almost been kicked out many times, but refuses to sell. She's an icon of fighting gentrification in Nueva York. Part of the show that hit us boys.
Like that. What did she even say there? Nueva York. Nueva York. What is that? I can't even Google that.
Equas, the hardest. Ricky Martin.
Oh no, we're not doing that. I don't condone this part. I don't like the way it sounds. We're gonna mute that. They want my neighborhood and for my grandma to leave. No, don't let go of the flag. Oh, or forget the something. I don't want them to do to you what happened to Hawaii.
Martin from Puerto Rico
Martin
just sang a Bad Bunny song saying, I don't want to happen to us what happened to Hawaii. A blatant call for independence and sovereignty and decolonization of Puerto Rico. Then we go straight into this. They simulated the problems with our power grid in Puerto Rico, which is a direct consequence of us being a colony.
Thank God this woman is explaining this, okay? Because had I seen this clip of guys climbing down from these power lines and there were no commentary, I would just be so confused. I mean, I at least like that there's like symbology here and it's not just straight up Satanism. You know, that's a lot of the time when you're seeing a big production like this, that's what they're pushing. That's what the symbology is. They're trying to turn your kids trans. They're trying to get you to, you know, eat your own cat and worship the devil. And you know what? This is a breath of fresh air. We got power lines. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean, but thank God we've got commentary here. This is symbolic of the power outages or something.
And the privatization of our power grid by the USA. Then Bad Bunny emerges from the fields carrying the Puerto Rican flag, but not just any Puerto Rican flag.
Which one is it?
This is the light blue Puerto Rican flag, which is the original colors. And this is the flag that they banned. And then we were only allowed to get our flag back when they changed it from light blue to that navy royal blue to match the blue in the American flag. But by waving this flag, this is our original flag.
She's yelling too. Did you notice that? With the Hispanic ladies, they yell a lot. And it's not like how I yell on here. I yell like a white person, okay? It's different.
Again, referencing our own sovereignty.
A my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
And ending
What if he spiked the ball and it popped up and broke someone's fucking nose? Butter Knives is in here. What's up, bro? Did I miss anybody else? I haven't been in the chat in a minute. Senor DMS. I wish DMS had a Latin accent.
with seguimos aquí, which means we're still here. Even though you're trying to colonize us and gentrify us out of our own island, seguimos aquí.
Oh, God.
I want to talk specifically.
Okay, is that over? Puerto Rico gets no love. I got no beef with Puerto Rico, buddy. Okay? None. What tab are we on? Oh. Hurricanes love Puerto Rico. Oh. Oh, here, let me do this number. So here's the TPUSA deal. This is a really good summary, and I want to watch this, but I'm sure this is accurate as well. At least as accurate as the last video we just watched.
This is the Turning Point USA halftime show, broken down into 2 minutes. I've removed the music due to copyright reasons. The show opened with a conspiracy theorist saying a few words. Right off the top, there were some audio problems with underwhelming, out-of-sync pyrotechnics, while the guitarist from Brantley Gilbert's band played the national anthem on electric guitar.
They had leftover pyrotechnics and fireworks from the Charlie Kirk funeral, so they used them here, I guess.
Gilbert then performed the song Real American with fire, 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 and lots of fire. Second song was sort of a ballad. It included rap sections, guitar solos, and some spoken word. Then Gabby Barrett came out in a beautiful blue suit with flowing blonde hair. She had a lovely voice, but the audio production was so poor that most of what she sang was incomprehensible. Sing in English already! Moving on to Lee Brice with the lyric, "We're up when the rooster crows, we clock in when the whistle blows," in a song that was about being blue collar, not alcoholism. How dare you think such a thing about a song called Drinking Class? The next song was about a truck, a gun, some boots, cutting grass, and his declaration that transgender folks don't exist. Third song, He's Hard to Love, alcohol, and He's Hard to Love. We then move on to The Big Show, Kid Rock, lights, lights, and more lights. He wore his good shorts for this one. He opened with a hit from 1999 that mentioned beepers, crackheads, methadone clinics, hookers, crystal meth, and topless dancers. Perfect lyrics for a Turning Point USA event.
Guys, I don't know, like, I don't get it. What are we doing? Conservatives, Republicans, what are we doing? This is the problem. This is the problem. TPUSA is like making a bigger clown show out of conservatives than they should be. I mean, really. You're betraying everything Charlie talked about to bring fucking Nicki Minaj in there. Okay? That's number one. Nicki Minaj can't, literally such a fucking idiot, can't keep herself composed enough, accidentally lets out that JD Vance was Charlie Kirk's assassin. Okay? You can't make this stuff up. So stupid she said that. She actually said that out loud. What are you gonna, how can you guys be critical of the Super Bowl talking about whatever he's talking about, and you've got Kid Rock in here rapping about crackheads and methadone clinics, and and on top of everything, he used to have a midget in his band. That's gotta be a point deduction in some way. Okay, on top of that, I don't think people realize what Kid Rock's music is like. You've got that, the song about crackheads and stuff, and you got this. Hold on. Here we are. You guys are just, you don't understand. This has been like, recently, I feel like with the MAGA movement, conservatism has been just taking the biggest L's ever. And, you see a woman get killed in cold blood by ICE agents. And not, of course, not all MAGA people, but a bunch of people were sharing bullshit, fabricated stuff about her having a criminal record and all of this bullshit. It's just like a bad look to be gloating about a woman getting killed and then spreading lies about her. Then you've got the Alex Preddy thing. You're defending Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, saying that it's illegal to conceal carry a firearm, even though you have a permit for it. It's like you guys are betraying everything. And then you want to talk about like what Bad Bunny did at the Super Bowl, and it was like more wholesome than what TPUSA had. TPUSA had Kid Rock, who had this lyrics in his songs. Hold on, let's check it out.
Young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. My story.
Interesting. What were those lyrics again? Let's hear those lyrics again. This is the headliner for the TPUSA event. Let's listen to those lyrics. Young ladies, young ladies.
Young ladies.
I like them underage, see? That's not even, you know what? And like, I could forgive this. If it like rhymed really well. Look, I write parody songs. I understand when sometimes things rhyme so well, you put it in there and you're like, I'll find a way to make sense of it. If someone will interpret it to make sense, something like, but this doesn't even rhyme well. Young ladies, I like them underage, see? I would never write a song and release it with lyrics that are that shitty. I just can't even fathom it. But on top of it, not only is it just terrible rhyming, you're also talking about doing stuff with kids.
I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory.
Saul, you said that's like some AI crap. Bro, you think this is AI? Bro, this is not AI. That is the midget. The person who says the last line in this is the midget from the band. I forget what his name is. This is an old. What do you mean it looks AI? This is a random guy making fun of Trump supporters with this hat on. Of course, this isn't at the TPUSA event, bro. What the fuck? I'm not claiming that. Okay, Jesus Christ. Joe C, thank you. No, we're not saying this is from the TPUSA event, buddy. We're saying this is, bro, it's the same artist. It's a real song. It's the same artist, but this is a guy doing a parody of being at the TPUSA event as if Kid Rock did this song live.
My story. Young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. Hey, you know what? MAGA is pro Epstein, you know? Well, I mean, what do you expect, guys? What do you expect? It's the headliner. This is the headliner of the TPUSA event. He's in the Epstein files, so he got to headline this show. Okay. No, he didn't sing that at the halftime show. We're saying this is the same artist. He did, however, sing a song giving shout outs to crackheads and people in the methadone clinic. That he did sing. Oh God. Funny. Okay, so let's start getting into the juice here and see if it's worth the squeeze. Check this out. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this on Twitter because the fucking shitty desktop version for Insta is just absolutely ruining my orgasm here. Hold on. Here we go. I found it. Look at this, guys. Check this out. What about the homies in Cell Block 6? Bro, they got deported. They're not there anymore. Here we go. Oh, yeah, I went to a different tab. I'm a retard. Here we go. That's where I need to be. Bro, check this out. So, this is TPUSA's live stream. I'm reading the caption this person put. The live stream with 5 million viewers. Okay, TPUSA's live stream of their stupid Super Bowl alt show. They claim to have 5 million people watching. But they had less chat engagement than me when I started streaming Overwatch to 5 viewers. Bro, so XQC was restreaming the fucking TPUSA show, and he noticed the chat was fucking dead. But it said there's like 5 million people watching. Hold on, let me play the clip here.
Yo, is the chat frozen? I don't get it. Live chat, then. It's not loading it.
I just want to catch my fish, drive my truck, drink my beer.
Guys,
not wake up to all this
hello?
Stuff I don't want to hear.
Hello?
Same kind of gun I hunt with just killed another man.
Yo, is the chat?
So this is XQC discovering that the numbers aren't making sense here. So, and this does not surprise me at all. TPUSA is the fakest fucking bullshit ever. I mean, Erica Kirk doesn't even have real tiers. Of course they don't have real viewers. Everybody can see this is fucking fake bullshit. Oh, I was covering up XQC, wasn't I? You can see him. He's down here in the corner. He typed in the chat. No one's fucking responding. The chat's hardly fucking moving.
Frozen? I don't get it. Live chat, then. It's not loading it.
I just want to catch my fish.
I just want to catch my fish. I just want to catch my fish. Drink my beer. Shoot Charlie Kirk. Okay. Okay, let's go over to Candace, guys. Let's check this out. Oh, actually, while I have Insta pulled up, look at this shit. This is fucking funny. I forgot I had this. Thank God I checked my notes. Thank God. Where'd it go? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Did they someone deleted it? Oh, they deleted it. You got to be kidding me. They deleted it. Oh, no, I got it over on a different spot. We'll come back to it. Good. Okay. Okay, let me get you over on this tab. So, like I said, Candace Owens, of course, Candace fucking heard about this. Either someone sent her the XQC clip or she was watching herself or something. Maybe she'll get into it because I just saw a small portion of her show today. because Scott came on a little bit after when I tuned into hers. Let me get you over to this tab. Hold on. So, yeah, Candace has a little extra info on this, though. Because it's one thing, okay, XQC seeing what's happening in his chat. Who knows? Maybe he had a bad connection or some kind of glitch or something like that. You know, who the fuck knows? Let's see what Candace found here.
All right, you guys, happy Monday. As you know, the Super Bowl was last night. And look, this is what the kids are terming goy slop. What that means is...
Oh my God, she said it. Good Lord.
That you were supposed to pick a side. Pick a side. Whose side are you on? Were you team Bad Bunny? If so, you're supposed to come out and away hating the racist right. Maybe you were team Turning Point USA. Did you oblige and turn off your television sets, open your laptops, and watch the alternative halftime performance, which the word on the street is if you did not enjoy it, if you did not enjoy every moment of it, then it's because you don't love Jesus. Of course, every single time. That's the new Turning Point talking point. So welcome back to Candace.
Here, this is what I was going to show you guys. Let me just show you this. This is fucking funny. Please load. Bro, check this out. Which do you think Donald Trump watched? Which halftime show do you guys think Donald Trump watched? You can probably tell by the stupid grin on my face that I can't hide that he watched Bad Bunny. Check this out. Hold on, we got volume. Trump caught watching Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show instead of Kid Rock. Muchas quieren mi baby gravy, quieren tener mi primogénito. Well, you know what? I have to say, I thought this was fucking hilarious, but I don't actually see him watching it. If I'm being real, I don't see him watching it. This is just some, but they must have had it. I guess this is supposed to be at the event Trump is at or something, and they had it on the TV. I have no fucking clue. He did, and he hated it. Well, I can't imagine if he watched TPUSA's halftime show, he would have hated that even more. Here we go. Let's go back over to Candy.
Okay, so you guys can actually check the records on this one. I am not, nor have I ever been, a conservative stereotype when it comes to the Super Bowl halftime performance. I feel like it's a bit of a fad now. On the right, you watch the Super Bowl for the sole purpose of complaining about the halftime performance and why it didn't live up to what you think that it should be.
Look, I do this often, but I started it. I did this before any of you did. I was a goth kid. And even if the performance was good, I talked shit about it. You guys are biting off of me. And I don't mind as long as you give me credit. You say this show sucks. This Super Bowl halftime, whatever, it's abomination. This is terrible. Steve said it first. He was so right.
I notoriously defended Rihanna back in 2023 when she was literally just wearing red, and conservatives made it seem like she was trying to channel the devil. She was actually pregnant and wasn't even moving around that much. I'm also
she was pregnant with the devil's baby.
Shakira stan, so I thought her and J-Lo had a fun halftime performance. I'm not really one of these people who are naturally averse to culture. I also like and listen to Spanish music, as you guys know, Mark Anthony. That's why I had to come out for my boy when they were saying stuff about him.
What were you? What? Goth kids were living in gay lifetime. Is that what it is? You know what that makes sense is like the Super Bowl performances are supposed to be satanic and turn you gay and trans, but I was already gay, so it was like redundant for me to watch the Super Bowl halftime shows. The last non-gay Super Bowl halftime show was when they pulled out Mariah or whoever the fuck, Janet Jackson's titty. That's who it was. That was the last time the Super Bowl was not gay. Oh, fuck. What tab? Oh, okay, here we go.
Him and what he did at a wedding after 11 p.m. No, he should not be responsible for that as a Latino man. I like the old school stuff, Aventura, the old Mark Anthony music. Hasta ayer, hasta ayer. I grew up listening to all of it. So when Bad Bunny was announced for the Super Bowl, I was like, okay, let's see what he does. I do not know one Bad Bunny song. I'm going to be honest. I've been very clear with you guys. I am not.
Didn't The Weeknd do a Super Bowl? Am I crazy, or The Weeknd did one too, right? I thought The Weeknd Super Bowl performance was like a little better. I honestly didn't think Bad Bunny was that bad. It was actually fairly good Bunny. It was all right Bunny. But again, I honestly, you're not going to be able to get, and I'm seriously, I was open to enjoying it. You know, I was just like, all right, let's check it out. A lot of fucking conservatives have been bitching about this, and it's a little cringe to me. So let's just see how bad this is. And I clicked on it. I was like, you know what? I got a third of the way through it, and I had seen that other lady explaining the symbolism behind some of the stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'm not that mad. They're not fucking, you know, it's not Sam Smith butt fucking someone on the stage, okay? Because that's what it could have been. That is seriously what it could have been. It could have been Jeffrey Epstein up there in a mask, in a Sam Smith mask, butt fucking someone else on the stage. That is how bad it could have been. I don't think you guys realize this. And it was okay. It was all right. It was just really Hispanic. Okay. It's not that bad. I get it. You don't want these people in the country, but they're Puerto Rican. It's part of the US. Okay.
Cool or hip anymore. Just like I don't know any of Sabrina Carpenter's music. I'm not trying to stay up with the culture, but I know enough to know that he's very popular. Okay. Now, the pros of his performance, I'm going to say something good about it. I actually thought the set design was really cool. It was one of the cooler ones that I've seen in a very long time. I loved that it looked like a little pueblo, a little Spanish town, that the mercado, the bodega. And to be clear, I think it felt obviously very authentic to him and how he grew up, but not just to him and how he grew up, but also in America. If you guys don't know that, this is how a lot that looks familiar to me and the way that I grew up. Like, you know, the corner bodega. It's a real thing. And I thought very obviously that's what he was trying to convey is his own experience, because that's what artists do. And by the way, like I said, all around the United States, these communities exist. The
sped it up a little bit.
Performers and the dancers did a very great job. You could tell that they rehearsed a lot. They were not just winging it. And I actually quite enjoyed
Double D's in here. What's up, Dutch Duke?
The little electrical line thing that they were doing. I thought it was clever and it was fun. Now, the downside is that it was not in English. It was not in English. And therefore, the audience could not emotionally connect.
Bro, and I get that too. And I just think, I don't think people realize that is really like the bad part about it is that it's not in English. It like wasn't even that fucking, you know, like disgusting or satanic or like, you know, just like suspect. I don't know. I saw a couple clips where it was two gay guys grinding on each other. You know, it's not like that's not the best to show the little kids and stuff. I get that, but I don't know if that's any worse than Kid Rock's music. If we're being real, we need Guar for the Super Bowl, guys. This is what I've been talking about. And I probably wasn't the first person to come up with this idea, but Guar for the Super Bowl is what we need. You think this is cool? If we had Guar with a bunch of like, you know, humans, it'd be like different politicians down on the field, and they could just cut each of their heads off and spray the whole crowd with it. It would be just like a giant bloodbath. It would be insane. DMS would smash who? Bad Bunny? No, he I don't know. Bad Bunny he's not my type. No. Wait, hold on. DMS, if you were drunk and the lines blurred in your homosexuality, would you bang Candace? Dude, she seems like if she would just shut up. You know what? I'll put it that way. If she would just shut up, yes. Yes. Okay? Her mouth and the way she talks, I know she'd be trying to talk down to me and trying to wear the pants. And you know what? It's not going to work. She's got a banging body. She's pretty hot. She's got a nice face, at least when she has makeup on, from what I can tell. You just got to shut that mouth, lady. If you want this D, and we know you like the white D, would you shut up for 10, 15 minutes for it?
If you were not a Spanish speaker, you could not emotionally connect to that performance. It was really all in Spanish, save for...
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Scott Starbird, I was going to ask Scott, I don't know if he's still in the chat, to send me the clips that he played, because I looked for him and I couldn't find him. I didn't catch what pages he had these clips from, but it was clips from the Super Bowl of the audience that were actually sitting in the stands and in the box seats and different stuff. And they didn't look like they were into it. And I don't blame them. That's the thing, is you're never going to, especially with the climate right now in America, you're not going to be able to get a whole audience full of white people that are really into football to just get down with a whole set that is all in Spanish. Except there was one part that was that Lady Gaga or someone singing? I have no idea. Some fucking person, some lady that sang some shit in English. I saw a clip of that in the first 1/3 or whatever that I did see.
Lady Gaga's portion when she was sort of doing the bad salsa, which was very American.
Okay, I guess that was Lady Gaga. I really didn't know.
She wasn't exactly hips don't lie in. And I was like, okay, now, is that Bad Bunny's fault? Obviously not, because he was booked. And he is very clear. English is his second language. If you watch his interviews, he kind of speaks Spanglish. He's learning more English now. His music is exclusively in Spanish. So the expectation, who are you actually upset with for booking his performance? I agree that it would be nice to have an English-speaking halftime. That makes sense, because everyone actually in America should speak English. But he didn't book himself, okay? Actually, I looked into it. The person that controls who gets to perform at halftime is Jay-Z for some reason. Jay-Z in partnership with the NFL. Jay-Z doesn't speak Spanish.
Guys, what I tell you, we're lucky it wasn't Epstein up on the stage with a Sam Smith mask, just butt effing somebody while singing, while lip syncing, okay? That's what we almost had. That's what Jay-Z had planned. But then they saw people getting all antsy about the Epstein files, so he picked Bad Bunny instead. He said, you know what? If we do the regular satanic, make your kids gay type of show, that will actually draw more attention to the Epstein files. So what we need to do is put an artist in there that does just Hispanic songs, and that'll get the white people really pissed off. And they'll completely forget about the Epstein files.
But Jay-Z booked him. And for a very long time, it's been clear that Jay-Z's got some sort of relationship with the feds. I tend to believe a lot of the stuff that Kanye said. And so, like I said, this feels a bit like, let's get both sides warring with one another. Now, in terms of whether or not this was a successful performance, well, we'll just look at the raw numbers here. Nielsen estimates that 128 million people watched the Super Bowl game last night, forgetting the halftime performance. That number increased to 135 million viewers during the halftime performance. So people got up and were like, I don't want to watch I'm not watching the whole Super Bowl match, but I'm going to go ahead and tune in to the halftime performance because people are always outraged the next morning and I want to know what they're speaking about. So 7 million more people began tuning in to watch the halftime performance, according to the early reports. So Bad Bunny, objectively, whether you like him or not, he had a successful Super Bowl halftime performance in terms of the metrics. This means that the, I would say, unnecessary.
Oh, bro, I bet. I wouldn't doubt for a minute that more people tuned in to the Super Bowl to check to make sure that it was a exclusively Spanish abomination. I don't doubt it at all. People tuned in like, no way they're going to have a whole set in just Spanish and I got to just sit here and eat fucking wings and pizza through the whole thing and pretend that I don't hate it. No way. And they put it on there. They're like, oh yeah, they did it. They're doing it. Look at them do it. And they sat and ate pizza and wings through the whole thing. And they're like, they're doing it. Look.
Super Bowl political lines that were drawn by Turning Point USA was not successful in terms of drawing people away from the NFL's viewership. Now, in case you missed it, when Bad Bunny was announced, there was immediately backlash because he has worn a dress, something that I'm very against because to me, it is obvious why they find these men and they put them in dresses. This gets into theology.
Sicilian. What's up, bro? Sicilian's up in here. What's up, bro? How's it going? Thanks for hanging with us. Icy's up in here too. What's up, guys? Gay dudes probably went bonkers and zany for Lady Gaga. Well, they is Bad Bunny gay? I think he's gay, right? Or something, bi? I don't know. But there were gay guys. I just remember one clip. It showed two gay guys that were grinding on each other, but they were behind a car door. I don't know how many there were doing that, but the clip I saw, it was two gay guys there was a car on the field and the door was open to the car and they were behind, like, they're standing as if one of them is about to get in the car. So like the camera's here, the door is here, and they're standing behind the door. So you can't really see what they're doing, but they're just like, like grinding on each other like that, and it's like, at least it was covered. But yeah, there was definitely gay representation. You can confirm gay guys at your work enjoyed Gaga. I lost $100 bet someone would fall off the power lines. Damn. He's not gay, but he's an ally, but he does seem like it. Bro, Bad Bunny definitely does stuff with other men's butts or something. For sure. Kirk said Lindsey Graham tuned in for Bad Bunny. I saw a video. I don't think I saved it, but this guy went up to Lindsey Graham. He's walking. It must be, in some government building. I don't know where the fuck it is, but he's walking. This guy catches Lindsey Graham going from like one door to another. And he's like, Lindsey, why don't you just come out as gay so they'll stop blackmailing you? I was like, at first I just giggled. I was like, oh, that's really funny. That's good. But then I was like, you know what? It's true. True, bro. What the fuck? That's how you know that they're like, if they're blackmailed, they're doing worse shit. No one gives a fuck who's gay anymore. That's not even a thing you can blackmail someone with.
Regarding which he's probably not aware of. If I'm being honest, if I sat down with Bad Bunny and I spoke to him about where this comes from and why they are putting him in a dress to emasculate him, he's not recognizing this as somebody else's faith. It is. I find it to be wrong. It is in essence Kabbalistic and satanic. We've discussed that. But this is the reason that people were immediately outraged. So everyone was saying, oh, it's very obvious what he's going to do. He's going to make the show.
Bro, it's so the dress thing, it's weird. And to me, it is kind of, the conspiracy circles that I come from, it is kind of a red flag for me, but it's always seemed like a weak one where I just go, okay, it's not like a red flag. It's a red flag in a certain sense, but like a man wearing a skirt to me isn't like, it's just like, it's so stupid. It's just such a culturally dependent thing. It just seems like so retarded. Like, oh my God, it's a man wearing a skirt. This is like encouraging Satan or something. Like, have you never seen a kilt? Have you experienced any other culture in your life ever? And you think a garment that doesn't have it's one hole, okay, that covers both of your legs and doesn't have an individual hole for each leg, so it's satanic or something. That just seems like the most retarded shit ever. I don't know.
Unnecessarily gay. And because of that, Turning Point USA announced that they would produce an alternative, quote unquote, all-American Super Bowl halftime show. And President Trump tweeted. They had very people all across the political sphere on the Republican side were tweeting about, hey, turn your TV off. No, nobody turned their TV off. We can say no one did that. Actually, the numbers jumped. Okay, but this was their reason that they went into this. Now, Bad Bunny did not, in fact, wear a dress at the Super Bowl. He didn't, which, like I said, I'm very against that. I don't.
He should have. I would love to see the complaining and the memes and stuff. It'd be so funny.
Think we should be intentionally emasculating men. So that leaves us with Turning Point USA's performance. Now, we should be clear, it was a pre-record. Okay, so Bad Bunny was performing live. Turning Point USA pre-recorded, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And so they had time to edit and to present this. Now, I'm going to park aside the artists.
Boo! They pre-recorded, you fucking losers.
Who actually performed. Kid Rock, Lee Bryce. I actually want to be clear. I love Lee Bryce's music. I went to a Lee Bryce concert here in town. So this is not meant to be a commentary on them, but rather at the audacity of what Turning Point USA did as an organization. Turning Point USA is effectively now running Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. Okay. No Democrat voted for Kamala Harris, voted for Biden. And then they just said, here, now you get Kamala and we're running her against Donald Trump. But Democrats had to accept that because the DNC machine just had so much money and they're like, we're just going to make her a thing. That's it. And they ignored the true metrics and just said, this is it. And then they acted aghast and shocked when Kamala Harris did not win. Turning Point USA now has so much money that they believe that similarly they can afford to outright purchase reality. They want you to believe, this is unbelievable, I'm going to walk you through how absurd this is, that when they aired this halftime performance, 6 million concurrent viewers tuned in. Just so you understand what that means. 6 million people at the same time were watching this around the world. That's what concurrent viewership means. So they decided to tune in to the Super Bowl halftime performance. And I want you to listen to that straight from Andrew Colvette's mouth. Let's bring that clip in, Don, if you can.
I feel extremely worried when I'm drinking tap water. Just knowing what's in there. Tap water has enormous amount of chemicals. All that stuff gets in.
Andrew, I watched your show. It was great. How did you do? Do you have a sense of how many people watched?
Yeah, it was kind of blew our minds actually a little bit, Brian. And we saw at one point across all the different social channels, we saw over 10 million concurrent views. So that was adding up all of Rumble and all of our partners just on the social side. So, and now the numbers keep trickling in. I mean, right now, as I'm sitting here, YouTube's numbers keep updating. And so we're trying to put it all together. What I can safely say is that we are now over 20 million viewers across just social. So we haven't even gotten our partner broadcasters, their analytics. As you know, sometimes the ratings take a little while, but that's 20 million viewers. And we don't know how many people were gathered together, 3, 4, 10 in a room watching together. So we're going to try and put a final number on that when we can. What we can safely say is over 20 million Americans tuned in to the All-American Halftime Show tonight.
That's what he can safely say. Now, for people who have been on YouTubers, so to speak, like myself, for more than 10 years, I was just in awe that they were going to try to sell this, that they were going to do what he did with his face and just lie and pretend that 6 million, I think even at one point to 10 million, but it's 6 million concurrent viewers they had on YouTube alone. Okay. If you know YouTube at all, that's just not true on its face. It's actually, I laughed when I saw, I was like, this is actually crazy. I can't believe they're actually going to try to pull this off. And I'm going to walk you through this. So you don't even have to have my background on YouTube to understand why this number is impossible. First and foremost, you can just do this test. What do we have right now? We have 95,000 people that are watching this show. As soon as this show concludes, I want you to see how many views YouTube is going to instantly give it right away. It's probably going to be something like 200,000 to 300,000 views.
Look at this. So just while she's saying this, this show is from what, 4 hours ago? Yeah. Doesn't she start at around 5 or 5:30? Something like that. So like less than 4 hours ago, Candace went live. She said she had what'd she say? 90 some thousand? Hold on.
It's actually, I laughed when I saw, I was like, this is actually crazy. I can't believe they're actually going to try to pull this off. And I'm going to walk you through this. So you don't even have to have my background on YouTube to understand why this number is impossible. First and foremost, you can just do this test. What do we have right now? We have 95,000 people that are watching this show.
95,000 people watching this show. She said when this goes up, it'll probably have 200,000. We're, this show ended 3 hours ago, and it's got already over 500,000. Oh, fuck. I just skipped. Where were we? Oh, we were like here.
YouTube is going to instantly give it right away. It's probably going to be something like 200,000 to 300,000 views right away as it continues to tabulate. This is a screenshot of their viewership after 6 million people tuned in concurrently at the exact same time. So that was
less than 6,000 views. Less than 6,000 views. This says as soon as it was over 1 hour ago. Dude, that's crazy. That's pathetic.
6 million people watching, like we have 95,000 people watching right now on YouTube. As soon as they finish, look at that 5,839 views with 175 comments. That is an impossible metric. But
175 comments, 6 million views, less than 200 comments.
667,000 likes. This is made up. But again, like I said, maybe you're not familiar with how YouTube works, so allow me to present it to you another way so you can really drill into your head how despicable this organization has become and just no association with the truth. So I'm going to present you now the official list of the top YouTube streams based off of concurrent viewership. We're going to go through this list so that you fully appreciate what you are being asked to believe. Everything is...
Sam Hyde got away with it again. Bro, he must be stopped.
The rich man's trick. That's what's happening right now. This is the highest live concurrent viewers on YouTube. These were the events. Number one was in India. That is a nation of 1.5 billion people. They had a moon mission and 8 million people in India tuned into it. That is believable, okay? Turning Point wants you to believe that they're number 2 now, okay? The next 2 through 20 are all proper football, meaning soccer in America, events. You can see it's the World Cup, it is the biggest sport in the world. And when people streamed it, it looks like the 2022 World Cup comes into the second spot, Brazil versus Croatia. When it was streamed on YouTube, 6.1 million people tuned in. Again.
So she's showing you guys, she's explaining the amount of views. She's explaining and breaking down the logic for what explains what kind of numbers you see. So she's saying these kind of make sense. This kind of makes sense. This is 8 million views, and this is on, what did she say? It's a holiday or a thing that pertains to whatever, India or something. That it's a what did she say? 1 billion fucking people. This is like the pool of people they're drawing from to get these views, 8 million. So she's saying, 2, what would be the demographic? It's a demographic of about 1 billion, just north of 1 billion people, and you got some live stream of some fucking event that applies to them. You get an 8 million viewership. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Got a billion people, you get 8 million. Then we're talking here, the fucking World Cup, all these World Cup streams that have 6 million, 5 million, 5 million, 5, all of these with 5, just under 5. So she's explaining, we've got like, the numbers kind of make sense here. But then when you bring in TPUSA, who is going to say according to them, they're number 2 because they got 6 point some million viewers for their live stream. But the TPUSA event, the demographic for that, like how many people outside of the United States are really clamoring to watch Kid Rock play for a pre-recorded thing for a TPUSA event, and these fucking no-name, whoever the fuck these people are, singing about catching fish? Like, the US has less than 400 million, and then there's hardly any people outside of the US that are going to be tuning into some fucking TPUSA abomination of a halftime show. and then they're claiming they have 6 million. They should be number 2 here, even though the numbers are they just don't make sense.
This is the biggest sport in the world, soccer. They're trying to tell us that football, which only has a hold in America, this is a sport literally for America, and then Turning Point USA comes and they divide the fans by saying, we're doing just a conservative halftime sport, so they even halved their potential.
Bro, that's such a good idea. I need to get a whistle. I do. Whenever I wear this shirt, I call bullshit, just hit the whistle. That's a good idea. I'm going to order one now.
To appeal to half of the football people that are watching football. And then on top of that, the people who are divided because they just don't like what Turning Point USA has become since Charlie was assassinated, and that their loose relationship with the truth since Charlie was assassinated. They want you to believe that in spite of all of that, they are now, they're number 2. They broke the record. So bye-bye football around the world. It's now Turning Point USA. 6 million people turned in live to watch their Kid Rock and Lee Bryce. And there was a couple of other artists that were involved with pre-recorded performance. Okay. Now, my understanding in looking at
that is absolutely a joke.
This is it. They're going to force Erica on us. Like I said, this is the Kamala thing. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it. We just got our hands up. We are literally victims here. They have the money, they have the power, and we're going to shut up and we're going to take it. And we're going to have to accept this audacious polling. It's going to be Andrew Colbert up on Fox News. Like, it's amazing. She is more popular than Cristiano Ronaldo. The internet loves it. YouTube loves her, and we're amazed that we pulled this thing off. That's the vibe. Okay. We no longer live in a meritocracy, and Turning Point USA are effectively the righteous gemstones now. If you don't like Erica, then it's because you don't like Jesus. If you don't like what Turning Point's become, it's because you do not like Jesus. This is our new purchased reality. And I want to really drive this point home to you. I can't even think of how many times I can underscore how absurd what they presented here is. And as a YouTuber, this offends me. People who actually put in hard work.
Same. As a YouTuber, I'm offended at TPUSA.
TPUSA show. You should be offended by this. Okay.
Still applying for jobs without tech skills? Let's fix that.
I wish I had a Middle Eastern country to buy viewers for me. It's not fair, guys. This is what we're up against. And by we, I mean me. This is what I'm up against. I'm trying to rise to the top because I'm the cream around here. All right? And this is what I'm up against. A whole goddamn bot farm from a country that I'm scared to name because it may affect the algorithm even more.
Learn Python, SQL, Power BI, and more on data.
I would guess that the most authentically watched event for Turning Point USA's YouTube page happened right after Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Remember, Erica first addressed the nation, and she did this in Charlie's studio. Everyone was rooting for her in this moment, waiting to see what she was going to say as the widow. If you go online, right?
Hold on. Who? She has the same as small dick angst. Who? Candace? Small dick angst. I've never heard it put like that. Small dick energy. I know that. Small dick angst. That's really funny. That's really funny. Who are we talking about, though? Who the fuck are we talking about? Candace or Erica Kirk?
Now, her address as a widow to the nation has 4.1 million views on Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel. It also has 36,000 comments. Okay, so 4 million views, 36,000 comments. If you know YouTube, that's right. They didn't fake that. That's real. I want you to compare that to the Turning Point halftime show, which, just like Biden's votes in 2020 when we slept, a bunch of more views came in on YouTube. They were like, people were like, I love it even more in the middle of the night.
Her A cup energy, goddamn, bro. Small nips or large? I don't know. Candace, right? Yeah, I don't know.
That now has over 20 million views. And yet, only 46,000 comments. It's impossible. It's literally made up. Like I said, you know that the Erica address is an authentic representation of views because of the views to comments ratio. I'll give you an example. My last episode, Letter to Erica on YouTube, that got 3.1 million views. It has 28,000 comments. So almost too close for a 20 million view video. Now, why does this actually matter? Why am I spending time speaking to you about this? Because it is such a perfect analogy for what this organization has become. Wealthy, corrupt, and dishonest.
long and small. What, bro? You're saying Candace's nipples are long and small? Or the whole tit? Dude, I knew this girl. I don't know what the deal is. It must just be genetics, I guess. I really don't understand it. But I knew this girl in school who had like she had like medium size to like somewhat smaller T's, but they were long. Dude, they were long. Small areola, long tip. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Like some spikes coming out or something. Wow, that's crazy. Bro, they were long, but like, you know, they weren't like big, you know, they looked bigger when she had them up in a bra. It kind of looked like, you know, like there was like a, you know, a big round titty there. But I saw her like, you know, there's times I saw her without a bra, and it was funny because a friend of mine got caught staring at them, and he was just like, but he was staring at them with this appalled look on his face. I just felt so bad. I was like, oh my god. But banana-ish, is that what Bubs talks about when he says banana hangers? Like they're not like big full hangers. They're just they hang a lot, but they're not like super full. Straight banana, that's what we're talking about.
Just to our faces. It is to me so reminiscent of everything Tucker said when he got onto stage at SAS, when the Jewish donors got.
That guy needs to show his nuts. Who? Bro, my I took a pic to send to my butt buddy today. I was tanning outside because it was like fairly warm, and I've been trying for years, and I've never been able to keep up to try to like get my whole body about the same color. That's like what I like it to ideally, is not to have like hard tan lines. But anyway, so I was tanning naked in my backyard, and I took a picture, and yeah, I got some saggy balls. I really do. I'm a Florida boy. DMS is hung not that well. I'm like right at the like somewhat upper end average, you could say. But the balls sometimes they just like to do their own thing. They're like going for my feet. They're going for my knee.
Angry when he questioned exactly where this money is coming from, how these people are becoming billionaires, people that are not impressive, that are.
It's because I grew up in Florida. I don't know why they made like boxers super popular. Like, you know, probably wasn't a good idea to just be running around in Florida as a kid going through puberty with your balls just like, you know, flapping around in the heat.
Not smart are suddenly, we just learned that they're billionaires, money is being thrown at them, and there are people who are smarter than them, who work harder than them, and he is essentially saying, we no longer live in a meritocracy. This is just a fiction, a total fiction.
True. What are you talking about? Darkness. Hold on, I almost missed this. Did you watch the rest of the TPUSA parody, The Headquarters? It's on episode 4, Hip Hop Banger on episode 3. Do you are you friends with me anywhere that you could send it to me? I guess I could look for it real quick while we listen to Candace. You sent me episode 1 on Insta? Did you send me the TPUSA Oh, are you saying it's broken up on 2 different episodes? What are you saying? The rest of the parody, it's on episode 4. Send me both. I got my Insta still pulled up here. Yeah, send me Oh. You think I'll get hit with a Kizabi Rizite Viz Ilize Shiz on if I screen shiz air this? I got the one episode pulled up here.
I also want to stress here that what upsets me about it is it's exactly everything that Charlie Kirk hated. When we were hitting the ground, we were talking about the need for free markets. This is not an example of the free markets. This is an example of crony capitalism. It's crony capitalism. They're just, you're going to take it. This is what we're bigger than Cristiano Ronaldo. We don't know why. It's just, you had like Alex Clark shamelessly tweeting, everyone said we were over, but look at this. 100 million views. It's just fiction. So fiction that even Tyler Boyer, who happens to be a sexual deviant and also a committed homosexual part-time, is tweeting this out from Bad Bunny's performance. He actually tweeted this. Why is Turning Point USA, he wrote, why Turning Point USA ended up with one of the largest YouTube
Oh, look here. That's the clip. That's the clip I'm talking about.
Current live streams in history tonight.
Right there. So it's behind a car door. You can't really see their, bodies touching per se, like, in any weird spots. But you can see what they're doing, but it's kind of hidden behind the door.
And he shows something he probably likes, if I'm guessing, this moment of two men dancing on each other.
Same. I liked it too, Tyler.
And of all people to tweet this, it's Tyler Boyer. It is Tyler Boyer. Everything is
him, and I have similar tastes.
Fake. A lot of it is gay. These, again, are the righteous gemstones. And we are looking at, to me, fake Christianity. It's like Christianity Inc. Which brings us back to Fort Huachuca, by the way. Something big for you. You will recall that Mitch Snow, the man who had to deal with the full brunt of Andrew and Erica's PR machine, they were digging up his past, claiming that he was a habitual liar. Mitch was certain. He was certain, and I want to be clear, he also hasn't moved his story since, not 1 inch. He was certain that he saw Erica Kirk on the evening of the 8th at Fort Huachuca, leaving a hotel with a Cabot Phillips lookalike. He has not adapted that story, despite the undue harassment that he received. In particular, after seeing Erica on the evening of the 8th, he claims that he stumbled upon what appeared to him to be the conclusion of a military briefing right before a mission taking place in a borrowed building site for the Joint Task Force, the Southern Border Unit. And he was a border unit, and he was surprised. He saw a guy wearing the JTF thing. I think he said it was JTF 10, the 10th Mountain Brigade. He's like, oh, where are you guys? I thought this was like disbanded. I used to be on this same task force, Southern Border. And they're like, no, actually, we're in this building. And you should know that that Joint Task Force initially was formed in Tucson, Arizona. Well, here is a rather explosive lead. And I'm going to say this is a lead. I'm going to cage this. It's a possibility that this does not pan out. But I'm putting this out here because I'd like a confirmation one way or the other. Last week, we introduced you guys to Tracy Martin.
Do not.
Okay. So I think she's pretty much done with the Super Bowl stuff. I'm not ready to go down another lead. No, thank you. It's only gay if you make it gay. It's only gay if you want it to be gay. Okay. Will I get hit with a Kiz Riz? Let's check this out. This is supposed to be a TPUSA. It's the headquarters TPUSA parody, a LA The Office. Oh, it's AI. Someone's saying it's AI. Might be okay though.
I'm the new CEO here since my husband was assassinated. I'm really excited. I hesitate to say that I am excited, but I can't help it. Turning Point 2.0 is going to be bigger and better and more Charlie than ever.
Remember, you're supposed to be a grieving widow, Erica. I'm Stacy and I'm Erica's handler. She needs a lot of guidance. I basically run this.
We just pulled off the biggest event of the century and made so much money.
Tell them how much.
We got 300,000 new donors and did 200,000 in merch sales.
Bro, it's the fucking weird audio effect that the AI has when it's imitating a human voice sometimes is weird.
And BB kicked in that $250 million he promised to take us to the next level. It's all about the Benjamins. Benjamin Netanyahu, that is.
My husband is dead. Like, not
God damn, that's funny.
to be morbid, but he's dead. So, like, can we just move on already? These people here are my family. I love each and every one of them, and I would, like, literally be in the fetal position without them.
Do you think Erica is going to be able to pull off the whole grieving widow thing today for her talk with the staff? I am Andrew. I am the spokesperson. And Charlie loved Philadelphia. I'll say that right now.
I'm Tyler, COO. What do? I swing with my wife and swindle all those old out of their life savings.
Did I have a lot to lose when Charlie turned down BB? Yeah. Why do you think he's dead and I'm rich?
He never saw it coming, dude. I've been Mossad the whole time.
Bro, this is a lot. This is a lot.
I'm just a bald little guy. I'm here to make the other dudes look good. And honestly, I may be the only straight man here. Am I gay? No. I just fool around with like-minded dudes. Boys. That's not gay. He's definitely gay.
I will fight like hell to make sure that all of you have a job here. I don't want anyone to think their job's in jeopardy because your family, that is a promise. I want our family to stay together.
She managed to squeeze out a couple tears.
I know, I was shocked. That was more believable than her live-streamed eulogy. The magnificent Mikey
She managed to squeeze out a couple tears.
McCoy and his wife. Hey guys, how did I do?
Yeah, Charlie would have loved it.
Oh,
You
fuck.
totally convinced me. I'm Elizabeth. I plan the little parties here and give Erica all her awful fashion advice.
I'm the magnificent Mikey McCoy you've been hearing so much about. I'm chief of staff.
Mikey, do you have a mint?
Here you go.
You're the best.
They don't call me the magnificent Mikey McCoy for nothing.
Magnificent? I wouldn't know. I'm just his beard.
I'm not gay. Who told you that I was gay? Did Blake tell you that? I'm not gay.
Yeah, and Erica loved Charlie. We both know how to lie. What about it?
What did I do when Charlie got shot? I walked away. I'm a f***ing hero.
Hero? Sure. Speaking of shot, though, did you get a chance to take a selfie under Charlie's murder tent? It's the actual tent he got shot under. Whose idea was the selfie tent? That was Elizabeth. She said people would love it. Oh yeah, I forgot that was my idea. My sparkly pantsuit? That was Elizabeth too. How does Candace keep figuring out all our secrets?
Probably an employee. We should start spying on them.
Andrew, get on that.
I really don't know what to do unless Erica shoves her hand up my ass and puppets me like a Muppet on Sesame Street. I had an Uber driver ask some questions, and these are the employees I think might like Candace.
Fire them all. Family? What about family? Fuck family. This is money. Don't fuck with my money. I am here today to hopefully get some answers from these weirdos. It's like they don't even know how to answer basic questions anymore. It's also fake and gay. Do I think they are going to try and kill me? If they did, that would be so stupid of them, so it's definitely a possibility. My first question for you, Candace, would be why did you tell people not to give me, Turning Point money? That was like my biggest issue.
Because I was being attacked for asking very answerable questions and saying Charlie texted that they were going to kill him.
I have his phone. He never texted that.
Really? Because Andrew told me that.
Oh, what I meant is that he never texted that on iMessage. It was through a different app that deletes the messages.
Whatever, Erica.
By the way, they is referring to the leftists. That's what Charlie meant.
So what about the whole Superman narrative around the bullet in his neck?
I don't know. Andrew went rogue with that one. He is just lying.
What the actual
Interesting. It's pretty funny, but got a little long in the tooth. Do enough people know? I feel like enough people don't know some of the details about that to appreciate how good of a parody that is, how spot on it is. Oh, fuck. Oh. Bro, who was keep going? Who said something about the Election Truth Alliance? I'm gonna look that up. I put it down in my notes. Episode 2.
Candace Owens!
Things have been a little tense since Candace was here.
Candace Owens!
She will be fine. I'm surprising her with Cabot today. That should really perk her up. Plus, with just a little click of this button, she will go back to her docile self.
I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
See?
We fired like 40 of our staff, and it is not because of Candace. That is ridiculous. We are just going in a different direction. Turning point 2.0, baby. So our lies didn't work with Candace, so we have to get Rob and all his pastor buddies to call her the devil and see if that works.
My boy is the marvelous, magnificent Mikey McCoy. He is basically a war hero. I'm his dad, Rob. Am I friends with pedophiles? Well, scripture tells us to love one another, doesn't it? By the way, that Candace Owens is the devil. And no, that's not racist. It's because she's a Catholic.
Sorry, I am just sexting JD. Sex sells, you know? Am I going to start dating? Well, I am single now, so why not? I mean, I was Miss Arizona. I am high value.
These f***ers sent me a cease and desist letter.
You guys think she's already getting some D? What do we think about that? You think Erica Kirk is already getting some D? That's a real possibility.
For pulling a Candace Owens and asking questions, and now I'm about to go max on their asses. What is this for? Where are the lies? Because all I did was tell the truth.
Oh, that? Well, Charlie never ordered an audit. It was an effort, and you said audit, so...
What is going on? I'm Brian. I ran security with my boy Dan. Do you want a mint? Let me get you a mint. I got one earlier from Angel. She is just a darling. My little mint angel. First aid? No, I didn't do that. I was able to make the call with my extensive knowledge that I would do more harm than good. Are you sure you don't want a mint? I got plenty. And Angel is always just around the corner. Angel, bring some mints.
I'm Gary, and I honestly don't know what I'm doing here. I guess they chose me because I am the most qualified.
Who? That one YouTuber? I don't know the first thing about him. We plucked him from obscurity because he's easy to manipulate.
Hey.
Cabot's here? Oh my God, do I look okay?
I'm Cabot. I really am just here to help Erica get through this and hopefully get under her, if you know what I mean.
JD or Cabot, either way, one of them is going to be the next Scott Peterson, you know?
Yes, I am familiar with the Scott Peterson case. I don't understand why that is relevant.
Okay, and that concludes the episode today. Remember, Candace is a liar. Ben, anything else to add?
Just thanks for having me on.
Dude, it's weird how some of them look real-ish, and like Candace looked super cartoonish.
Charlie and I were always such good friends. I'm Ben, and I rode in today on my midget horse. I went on the Charlie Kirk show to milk his death and to get attention and views because no one likes me anymore.
Don't be fooled. Nobody has ever liked Ben Shapiro, only his money. Frankly, he's a spineless twat.
Candace is just a never-ending thorn in my side. I'm not obsessed with her. I just watch every show, archive every tweet, create new content about her, and structure my life around her success. That's not obsession. That's Jew logic. What do you want from me? I'm just a little midget boy.
Okay. Feet don't touch the ground. That's me in this chair right now, 5'7". Feet don't even touch the ground. I gotta jump off this chair. Wild times, guys. We got AI parodies of TPUSA that are pretty much like spot on. It's almost not a parody. It's just like a documentary. All right, guys, I am going to get the F out of here. I got work tomorrow. It's Valentine's week, guys. Don't forget it. If you got somebody out there that you love, or you just like stuffing their orifices, you might want to buy them flowers or something. Valentine's Day is the 14th. I believe it's Saturday. So yeah, guys, it's coming up here. But yeah, I work at a flower shop, as you guys know. So this week is probably going to be fairly busy. That's good. I need some extra money. But yeah. So anyway, guys, we'll get into something wild tomorrow. We got a bunch of different shit to talk about that I've already got saved. And I got a couple, you know, as I like to put it, a few fun episodes saved for us. I got a few things. We're backed up here, so we need to blow this load of fun stuff for the stream. Get loose in here, take our pants off. I've been wearing pants for this whole stream. Ridiculous. So yeah, we'll do that, guys. Tune in tomorrow. What do we got tomorrow? Oh well, yeah, and Alex Stein, our boy Stein, should be on around 11. And that's on the Real America Voice channel, Alex Stein. And yeah, tomorrow the evening lineup is Scott Starbird. He was my mod. He was up in here earlier, and he goes on around 6 p.m. Eastern time, a little bit after, and then I'll go on after him at around 8 Eastern time, 8 p.m. So I'll see you guys then. Everybody take care. Thank you, Darkness. Episode 3 has a banger. All right, I'll check out the rest later. All right, lovers, everybody, thank you for the support. For real, guys, I appreciate it. You know how it is. I refuse to ask anyone to hit the like button. I was thinking about asking you guys to hit it on your way out here. You know, that'd be really cool just to help me if you haven't hit it already. But I refuse to ask you guys to do that because that's pathetic when content creators do that. I hate to fucking see that, okay? It's so fucking pathetic. You're on bad, hard times, aren't you? Just begging for likes and subs, huh? You little bitches, you little sluts out there. You're like a homeless person on the sidewalk just begging for change. Kick a little dirt in my face, would you? Not me. I refuse to do that, okay? It's pathetic. All right, so anyway. With that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody take care. I love you. Thanks for the support. Where's my outro song? Here we go. Mwah. It's for you, chat.